despite we in two totally different worlds, your name, like I told you right now, speak for itself.
A couple of people asked me, could you kill? I said, you bet your sweet ass I could kill, but I don't want to. It's over. That's done. So, how you doing, pal?
I'm doing great, Sammy. I'm doing great, man. I'm doing fabulous this Friday.
Great, great. I heard so many good things about you. And what I really like is I know you're a tough guy. And I've known that for quite a while. And you changed your life and you're coming around and you're talking good. You're working hard. And now you're on YouTube. And that's a great thing. And it my pleasure to sit and talk with you for a while. And it was my pleasure.
Yeah. And you know what, Sammy, I appreciate that, because once again, like to me, growing up in the five borough, what I call it, the big red polluted apple, it's like, who's who and what's what. Despite we in two totally different world, your name, like I told you right now, speak for itself. So it's always an honor. And right now, hats off to, like you say right now, is Sammy the Bull, man. I appreciate you even taking the time to even having this conversation with me.
It's my pleasure, bro. You're a good man, and we're going to be friends, I think, for a long time. I like where you're going and where you're coming from. And you're right. We're from New York. We're New Yorkers. No matter what color you are, no matter what religion you are, no matter what you are, we're New Yorkers, and we went through some of the same hard times in prison and everything else. So we're going on our road to change our lives and go forward and make an honest buck. And there's more money in this really than, it's imaginable than in the street. And you don't have to do no time and screw up your life. I talk a little bit of trying to talk about on my show occasionally, and I would love to talk to you about it. It's like prison reform, stuff like that. It's so many guys. I met so many guys, especially some of my black brothers and people and their families on visits, their wives, girlfriends, kids, and I've become so close with so many of them. And I mentioned a few guys in videos, and I think that's how we became friendly through that. And I mentioned with Fat Cat and so on and so forth. I did a couple of years with him. And I mean, he was the best thing since sliced bread to me anyway. Okay. I mean, I got along with him really, really good. Mm-hmm. And, I know we have some mutual friends we never met, but I'm glad we're meeting now and we're talking. And any of my people, my followers, I'm going to put this out. I want you to put it out first because it's your show. I'm going to put it out and I'm going to tell my followers, this is a good man. Anytime you want to hit his show, we're going to put his link or whatever it is on the bottom so you can get in touch with him and watch his show and rap with him a little bit. So he's my man.
Yeah. And you know what? Like I say, you're right. We know, some of the people or whatever. And once again, like you say, when you grow up in that type of environment, it's like totally different. And to me, like you're right, I like the direction that you're going in and the direction that I'm going in, because even when I'm doing now, and as you get older and wiser, you sit back and you just think about, imagine if I would have had that same mindset back then and do the things that I'm doing now back then. And what I had to do is I had to do a lot of soul searching and get some help, upstairs from the mental standpoint. And like I say, each and every day now I take medicine. But it just helped me to control a lot of the anger, frustration, trauma, and the things that I went through growing up in that type of environment. And I count my blessing.
Right. Especially now in this day and age, all this turmoil going on in the country, it's a good time for people to see people like yourself or me that we're not dealing with all that bullshit with straightening our lives out and doing the right thing, being courteous and hard work. That's really a man's job, and that's what we do. Take care of our family and work. And that's what everybody, I hope people who listen to this, don't listen to these outside voices and outside people, and they want to wreck the country and they want to do everything. I don't know what's going on. I never seen anything like it, but it's a pleasure where we can voice our opinions, talk, be friends, go forward with our lives and our family, and be courteous to other people. It's not all that hard. And there's a lot of rewards to it, you know, a lot of benefits.
You know what? I like something that you just say because this is as you talk and I'm listening, as the way the world is today. It's like, we both was fortunate. I was born in Brooklyn, New York. And when I grew up in the 60s, into the 70s and the 80s, New York City is a big melting pot of the world. And here it is, when you're around people, guess what? To me, people was people. I don't care what was your nationality because you grew up in a big melting pot. So you treat everyone the way they treat you.
Right, right. You know, I noticed one time when I was watching that attack where the World Trade Centers went down,
Mhm.
you know, I was watching, they would do a lot of news clips and I was watching it. And a black guy was running and he tripped and fell. White woman was running and she stopped, grabbed him, helped him up. It was color didn't matter, religion, nothing mattered. We helped each other. And it was ugly about the people getting hurt, but it was so
Mhm.
beautiful to see people pulling each other and helping each other in so many different ways. You know, that moment struck me. And I said, I wish that was always like that, you know, being courteous or this and that. You know, I was online the other day in a store, and a young kid came in, a young black kid came in, and he was going to be about 2 or 3 behind me, and he was going to wait. He's waiting for a school bus. So I told the guy behind me, let him go first. I
Mhm.
mean, he's got to make a bus. That kid turned around and gave me a hug. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I said, thanks. He give me a hug, young guy. So
Mhm.
it's a beautiful thing when you can, you know, deal with things and use your common sense. Don't be angry. You know, we only have one life to live. Don't cut it short with stupidity or prisons, or don't give it to them. You know, go forward and with your life, and it's a beautiful thing. So, and someday me and you may get together and go for dinner and have a drink together.
Yeah, exactly. Look at what you're saying about common courtesy. Like the difference is you knew, like, hey, wait a minute, this guy is on the timeline. He got to catch a bus. Look what you was able to do. You was able to hold up, wait, what we gonna do, let him go ahead and go first so he can be serviced so he don't have to miss his bus. See, that's powerful because what it's showing you the human compassion, how considerate. Even a lot of times people go away from that. To me, if somebody coming in or out of a door and I'm going out, you know what? I'm gonna hold that. I don't care who it is. I'm gonna hold it. And you know what? People look at that like, wow. And then sometimes when you hold it, you're just being kind, but you got some people will, wow, thank you. And some people feel you're supposed to do that.
And not only that, but it kind of rubs off. When you do that with people, sometimes they think and they say, you know what? Maybe I should be like that. Maybe I should do that. You know, and it runs off. We have a beautiful country. We're a melting pot, like you said, of every nationality, every race, every religion, everything. I mean, and this is what we have. And we went through so many ugly periods and we got better and better and better. And it's up to us to make it better and better. I don't want my kids or grandchildren or your kids or grandchildren to turn around and say, what the fuck were they doing? They didn't see this. They didn't try to stop it. They didn't say nothing or do nothing, or, you know what I mean? They were just as out of control as everybody else. It's crazy. So, you know, I try to better my life all the time, especially that I'm up in age and I don't have too many years left, and I want to enjoy them. I don't want to be gang banging and with all that crazy shit, you know, arguing and all that stuff. I just want to chill and relax.
Sammy, I'm gonna ask you a question, and I want you to ask me that same question. That question is, when did you decided that you no longer want to be, I'm saying, like, that Sammy the Bull that we heard about, that we read about. It's like we didn't, the crazy part about it, even when you see like flashback upon that lifestyle, you always see you never heard you was like more as like a silent storm, like a quiet storm. You see you, but you didn't see you. But right now, where it's like, you always hear, Gotti always talking, but you was like a quiet storm. And even with that type of power and everything that you've been through, what part or what stage in your life that hit you say, you know what, I'm the better than this. I don't want to do this no more.
Well, when I was betrayed by Gotti, and I don't want to get into the whole story, but when I was betrayed by him and I decided to walk away from the life, this life is bullshit, killing each other, robbing, stealing, now betraying each other. I gave up. I walked away from the fucking life. And when I was in prison and I was pulled out and I lived with the agents for a while, and some of them I liked, some of them I didn't like, but everybody's got different lives, different things. And life is so precious and so short. When you lose your freedom and you're in prison, you say to yourself, what the fuck am I doing here? All the money and all the glamour and all the broads and all the everything in the world ain't worth it. When you lose that freedom and then all your tough guy bullshit, when there's some hack telling you, go to sleep, wake up, eat, do this, do that, and you become like a fucking puppet. I said, no more, I'm done. I'm done with this life. And I went on and I tried to, I had a lot of people really who were in my corner. I got out of prison when I was 72 and I had $430 in my pocket, but I had family waiting for me, my ex-wife, my daughter, my son, friends who kept calling, a couple of people throw me a few dollars. Here, bro, you're home. Here, put this in your pocket. And I said, it just got me. And I said, I'm going to go straight. I'm going to stay straight. A couple of people asked me, could you kill? I said, you bet your sweet ass I could kill, but I don't want to. Mm-hmm. It's over. That's done. I mean, I don't do that. To defend myself, maybe, or defend my family, maybe. Don't doubt that I could kill, but I don't do that. That's not in my head. My head is to be good, to go forward, to be friends with people, to help people like myself.